All right, it says we're live. I'm going to trust it. But hello and welcome, folks. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you doing amazingly well. So, no topic of the day, none of that. I just want to talk to you one-on-one. And we'll get into how I've been doing these live streams. But for now, I just want to tell you a story. So yesterday, I would consider overall a bad day at work. So, I'm trying to do all these things. I'm trying to exercise in the morning. I'm trying to eat a lot healthier, eat less calories throughout the day. That's what I'm trying to do in January. I also have these other goals, but I'll get to those other goals later. So, exercising, losing energy. Not only that, I had to open the store and close the store, which meant I was working like 10 plus hours yesterday. So it all just kind of, just a bunch of things tired me out, which made me feel sad. Not only that, but I work at a job where there can be some pretty angry customers. Some of the angriest I've ever seen. And I've worked at Subway. So that didn't make me feel good when I went home. I went home feeling sad, defeated, and it brought up, so whenever I'm in that moment, it makes me think, what's my end goal? What is it that, where do I want to see myself at the end of feeling accomplished? Because that's really why I do these things. That's why I've gone through these changes, is to feel accomplished, to feel like I finally have some sort of identity, an identity that I want to hold on to. Because right now, if I'm being honest, the identity that I currently have, I'm just not a fan of. This isn't the person I want to be. The problem with that is I don't know what's in my control, what part of my identity is in my control and what isn't. Because I would love to be a super energetic person who can work out every day and be awesome and physically fit. But is that attainable? Is that a goal that I can actually attain with this schedule that I have? And it got me to thinking of the other goals that I want to have as well. So I want to meditate. I want to work on videos. I want to practice my instruments. I want to do so many things that I feel are positive. But it's hard to put those things in a full-time job. It really is difficult, because I wanted to meditate yesterday, but I got home later than I thought I was going to, and it ended up where, okay, so what I do, when I get home is I make my juice, I make my coffee, ready for the next day, I feed my cats. Like, there are things I do before bed. And the last thing, honestly, that I wanted to do was meditate. I wasn't really in the mood. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go home and relax. That made me feel more defeated, because I couldn't do what I wanted my New Year's resolution, my New Year month resolution to be. So I went to sleep feeling sad. I woke up this morning and, I was telling myself, like, okay, like, I really don't want to feel sad anymore. I want to be in a more positive mood. I did that this morning, and it actually worked. I was able to feel positive this morning. Now, I want you to just take a second to think about that. I don't know what's going on in your mind, but you might be thinking to yourself, why does that matter necessarily? Why does it matter that you woke up wanting to feel happy and you did? Well, think to yourself, how many times does that happen to you, where you're just in a completely bad mood? You want to feel good and you can't do it. I feel like that is probably up there with one of the biggest problems that faces my generation. is understanding our moods and how to be in control of them. And I'll give you a little spoiler. You can't really be in control of your emotions. You really have to let it go through the patterns. And the only thing you can do is figure them out and try to, and see what you can do next time, There's not really much you can do on the spot when it comes to emotions, because that's something you have to train. You have to build up your endurance to understand. And even then, you can't be 100% in control. But what I learned today and what I remembered is, okay, I can't be in control of all of my emotions, but I can be control of some of it, Like maybe you can't lift a train, but you can definitely conduct it. You can take it, And sure, you're on rails, so you can't really go wherever you want, like a car or something like that. But you could guide it to the best spot you can. And, today, I exercised. I walked for about 15 minutes. I ran for about 5 minutes, and then I got tired and then walked the rest of the way. And that was like 1 mile, 1.72 miles I did today, I wanted to do more. I wanted to. But I was in a really good mood. I was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is always a classic to me. I was listening to some Drake. What else? Some Outkast. Like, this is my life. This, as much as I want to, be like some of these amazing YouTubers, as much as I want to be, better than what I am now, I have to understand this is my life. And I'm ignoring it. Most of the day, I am ignoring my own life. I'm not appreciating it. I'm too hard on myself. I feel lonely. I feel like there's a lot of decisions I'm making that might be catastrophic for me in the future. Those are the type of thoughts that go into my head on a regular basis. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. But all I know, when I was at my lowest, when I was feeling my worst, I did everything I could to make it better. I did everything in my power to try to be better, to be the kind of person I wanted to be, And that year felt like the greatest year of my life, because I took control of every single moment I wanted to. And, when I started the New Year month resolution, so if you don't know what that is for me, instead of just making a goal for the entire year, I just do it for 1 month so that I can build up habits for the rest of the year. So when I did it in 2020 versus, right now in 2022, I was jobless. I was jobless in 2020. I work 40 plus hours now in 2022. So yeah, I can't do all of the goals that I want to, or I make goals that aren't as achievable now as they were back then. But that's okay. Mistakes are okay. Feeling like you had a bad day at work is okay. It's fine. And when you say those things to yourself, I don't know about you guys. I feel better when I say those things to myself. So when I started the live streaming project, the first day I was just talking, just being normal. Then the next 2 days I was like, all right, let me bring some topics in there so that, people will watch my content on YouTube. And I'll be honest, those 2 topics, I just kind of, when I had 5 minutes in the morning, I just picked, all right, this is something I can talk about. Boom, boom, boom. But I think I'm going to look back at those videos and not feel proud of it. I don't think there's anything in that to be proud of. The type of content I'm making right now, right here, right now, this is the type of content I want to make. The fear, whenever I make this kind of content, is that no one is going to watch, that it is unwatchable. to everyone, essentially. And I'm not appeasing YouTube, I'm not appeasing the audience. But I like doing, I love doing it. I love it. It's a thrill to me because I have felt in the past, and I still feel it to this day, that me, the kind of person I am, a lot of people like. And I really try not to make this sound like in a narcissistic way. I just like people. I like people, and I like when people like me. And I'm trying to figure out, because it does sound narcissistic. I like it when I can be myself and just people like me. And I know there's people out there that like me, you know? But let's face it, my content's not the most entertaining one out there, and it's not the type of content that keeps people, sitting down and watching it for a long period of time. But I feel like if anyone can change that, if anyone can change the landscape of the internet to make it so they can just watch this random person, this random Dominican, just talking about his life, talking about his emotions, talking about his feelings, and make it entertaining for a wide group of people. I feel like that is me. I believe in my content. Not all the time, but I believe in it strongly. Whenever I make content like this, I feel always that I can impact someone's life in a positive way, in a good way, in a way where they can forget about scrolling on these social medias trying to find something entertaining. They can look at my content and they can say, oh, that's all I need for the day. I feel fulfilled for the rest of the day. I feel fulfilled for 1 hour. I feel fulfilled for 5 minutes, for 1 minute. And that's okay. That's okay. When people say that's okay, I think most people don't really mean it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I think they are bothered by something. But that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. We have these emotions inside of us that part of us feels like we're not supposed to have that type of emotion. But we're gonna keep having those emotions, I have family members and friends who say, okay, I'm going to change this habit about myself. I'm going to change that habit about myself. I'm going to change this personality about myself. I'm going to try to be more positive, more optimistic, but they always end up going back to whatever is habitual for them. Should they change? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. But whatever they are now, that's okay. I think it has to start with liking yourself, liking who you are, and guiding yourself, being the conductor to whatever goals you want to have. There's going to be so many failures. There's going to be so many things you haven't even experienced yet. And I'm going through those right now. There's a ton of things I haven't experienced yet. I don't know, I'm just this weird 24-year-old who lived in a city that's been locked down. He doesn't even know his own city. Where am I gonna go? COVID keeps at the time of this recording, COVID is insane right now. Everyone seems to be getting it. I might get it again. I've gotten it once, I might get it again. That's how crazy it is right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how well off my family's going to be. I don't know how well off I'm going to be. I don't know any of those answers, but I always think about them. I always think about what those answers might be. And I don't know. At the end of the day, I think everything is fine. That's how I should think, at least. With these live streams, I don't know how they're probably not going to do very well. Let's just be honest. This content isn't for a lot of people, but it's the kind of content I want to make. And if I were to pick one kind of content to make for a live audience, this is really it. This is what I want. If I could do this full time somehow, some way, which I probably shouldn't think about because that's such a long shot. It's like me hitting the moon, long shot, you know? But it's the kind of content I want to make. It really is. I like talking like this more than talking about whatever's on the news. I like believing in optimism of people and that we can make this world better. Because the problem that made 2021 just as bad as 2020 was that it reminded me just how little we're doing to make other people's lives better, and just how many people's lives are just so much worse, you know. And it's funny because I've been working at a job that's sort of had some sort of like customer service type quality to it, and I feel like the more people I work with, that it just seems like more people come in to argue and get angry about. And I'm not saying their anger isn't justified, but they're shooting the messenger, you know? They see me with my company logo on my shirt and they think, okay, this is the person I need to yell at. And I get it. Sometimes when you're aggressive, stuff gets done. I understand. But I'm not being treated like a human being sometimes. And that's sad and that messes me up. And I guess all I can do and all I can say is, that's okay, I guess. That's okay. That is okay that I don't get treated like a human being sometimes. They have their own lives. I have my own. So this was a really good live stream. I enjoyed this one. It felt like there was stuff I needed to get off my chest, and it felt like I was talking to you in a way where we can both grow. So if you've watched this, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Whatever problem, trials and tribulations, we'll solve them together. All right. We got this. So thank you very much for watching. You'll see me tomorrow. I know you'll be there tomorrow. All right. You guys take care.